So I've created this df.io inspired thing. It's basically just a bunch of red tanks and blue tanks. The red tanks can move, the blue tanks are stationary. The blue tanks have double the fire rate and double the hit points of the red tanks, but otherwise they're identical. Well, except for the movement, of course. And then they randomly appear on the map. And what happens is, if the red tanks, if their population goes above double that of the blue tanks, then the blue tanks will spawn to make up for it. Whereas if it is below double the population of the blue tanks, then the red tanks will spawn, sort of like to keep it in balance of that 2-to-1 ratio between red tanks and blue tanks. And also, it's important to note that, like, the spawn rates of them, red tanks are double that of the blue tanks, if they're, like, eligible to, like, create more of them. So what I've noticed with this is that you get these tightly packed, like, groups of red tanks which go around destroying all the nearby blue tanks, but they get confined to a certain area because, like, as soon as they destroy the blue tanks, their population decreases, some more of them appear to compensate, and then they just go over to the nearest ones rather than going to an area which is full of blue tanks. They just don't go there because those blue tanks are just too far away. So they continually, like, attack these ones on one side of the map, whereas the blue tanks just grow on the other side of the map. It's a bit hard to explain, but what ends up happening is this system naturally evolves into a state where one side has only red tanks and the other side has only blue tanks, and it kind of, like, flip-flops occasionally and sometimes shifts, and you get certain areas with, like, varying densities and stuff. Other times just a chaotic mess where both of them, like, occupy the whole area. And overall, it has some really interesting behavior.